And there were three different ways that a video could go viral. Number one was having a tastemaker, is what he called it. Somebody like a Jimmy Kimmel or whatever finds your video and shares it for whatever entertainment factor to a huge audience that they already have. Number two was something completely unique, something that the world has never seen before. A friend of ours, Daniel Eisenman, had his Own Daddy video. It was like his baby was crying and he owned her to stop crying. And she was just like, peace. And it went bananas all over the internet because no one's seen that before. It's like a new, like, whoa, look what humans are capable of. And then the third way that a video can go viral is through community participation. And that's the one that Kevin most recently has experienced with a video about masculinity is dead. And it went bananas because it was a polarized subject. So the community, like one side of the community was really like angry and charged and like, whoa, who is this guy like sharing this message? And then the other side of the community was like, yes, thank you, we need this. And so it was like debate started going on. So I want to just kind of quickly share your experience of what it was like to have a viral video.
Sure.
And then we can go back into, not everyone's going to have a viral video, you guys. So after this, we're going to go back into a more planned, strategic content strategy that anyone can do. Okay, but first I want to like kind of hear from the master over here, and he did this on Facebook. Okay, so Facebook would be a really great way to start these more polarized conversations because again, it's community based, it's interactive, it's real time. So I want to kind of touch on that, and then we'll go back to the YouTube and more content strategy for really anyone who wants to be an influencer, or if you have a company that you want to expand your reach and visibility through, I can give you step by step, like, okay, maybe I don't have a viral video, but you know, I want some kind of a long-term strategy to blow it up. Yeah, you're welcome.
So I've had the pleasure of knowing Liz for a little while, so this is a refresher for me, but it's also really good to hear this. And one thing I want to touch on is like, Liz is like the master strategist when it comes to content and like tactics, and I'm the complete opposite. Or I imagine I'm the complete opposite because this video was all about my state and like literally a quantum download that came in. Just to give you a little bit of context, in that day I had closed the biggest client of my life. I was like so charged, and like 1 minute before that video I wasn't even gonna do a video. It just like dropped in, and much like Nietzsche when he's like God is dead, like I was just like masculinity is dead. I had this like download about my childhood in Texas basically, and like just the way I've seen the divine masculine show up. And the reason I believe it went viral is yes, like I had a little bit of a community built, so it was really polarized. The shares are what blew it up. The shares in the comments, because it started this like war between the two sides on the issue. It was also my state. It was my state. That was the main thing. Like as soon as I hit record, I was ready to go to war. And I poured my energy and eye contact and my language into the camera. And I could feel it happen. Like I was like witnessing myself do it. And so for me, I think that was the number one factor, was getting into a really good state. And he like, Loco was just joking. Like I literally was doing like Kapalabhati, like breath of fire, push-ups. Like me and Ryan were like really synced up, like hunter mode, because we'd just gotten off like a sales call. So I channeled all that energy into like a 7-minute video that caused some people to hate me and deliver death threats, and caused a lot of other people to like worship and like just praise me. And so
what was the content of your message?
So essentially I said masculinity is dead, like the traditional role of like the emotionless man wearing, you know, physical and emotional armor, who may not respect women and children in society and kind of have this kind of warlike mentality that has served us in building the world. But I was basically preaching to the new masculine, which is awakened and divine and can integrate both sides, can still be a warrior, still protect the society and build it, but also be highly emotionally intelligent as well. And so that was the thing, like a lot of like the deep South people in the comments were like, you're not a man, like, you know, they were just like throwing like vitriol at California and like all these crazy projections. And then all the women were like, oh my God, like, can't you men see that like this is what we want, an emotionally available man? Like, you're proving his point. It was crazy to watch.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So one thing that you touched on,
Oh, please,
and
go
by
ahead.
the way, congrats.
Thank you.
You're shaking shit up, which is obviously the point of a lot of the things that we are doing. But one thing that I want to touch on that you mentioned was the emotionality behind it. So being in a state We also had a video that went pretty viral on our Facebook page where there was a lot of emotion. It was a piece that my sister and I put together called Why Your Health Matters. So it wasn't like surface level, let's work out today, squat, squat, squat. You know, it wasn't like that. It was like, why are we working out? And she and I sat in a room and we really channeled like the emotional meaning behind why we created our company, why we are on a mission to spread health and fitness.